Numbers. Chapter 3. Verse 1. This is the account of the family of Aaron and Moses at the time the Lord spoke to Moses at Mount Sinai. Verse 2. The names of the sons of Aaron were Nadab the firstborn and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. Verse 3. Those were the names of Aaron's sons, the anointed priests, who were ordained to serve as priests. Verse 4. Nadab and Abihu, however, died before the Lord when they made an offering with unauthorized fire before him in the desert of Sinai. They had no sons. Sir Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests during the lifetime of their father Aaron. Verse 5. The Lord said to Moses. Verse 6. Bring the tribe of Levi and present him to Aaron the priest to assist him. Verse 7. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole community at the tent of meeting by doing the work of the tabernacle. Verse 8. They are to take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting, fulfilling the obligations of the Israelites by doing the work of the tabernacle. Verse 9. Give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are the Israelites who are to be given wholly to him. Verse 10. Appoint Aaron and his sons to serve as priests. Anyone else who approaches the sanctuary is to be put to death. Verse 11. The Lord also said to Moses. Verse 12. I have taken the Levites from among the Israelites in place of the first male offspring of every Israelite woman. The Levites are mine. Verse 13. For all the firstborn are mine. When I struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, I set apart for myself every firstborn in Israel, whether human or animal. They are to be mine. I am the Lord. Verse 14. The Lord said to Moses in the desert of Sinai. Verse 15. Count the Levites by their families and clans. Count every male a month old or more. Verse 16. So Moses counted them, as he was commanded by the word of the Lord. Verse 17. These were the names of the sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath and Merari. Verse 18. These were the names of the Gershonite clans: Libni and Shimei. Verse 19. The Kohathite clans: Amram, Izhar, Hebron and Uzziel. Verse 20. The Merarite clans: Mali and Mushi. These were the Levite clans, according to their families. Verse 21. To Gershon belonged the clans of the Libnites and Shemaites. These were the Gershonite clans. Verse 22. The number of all the males a month old or more who were counted was 7,500. Verse 23. The Gershonite clans were to camp on the west, behind the tabernacle. Verse 24. The leader of the families of the Gershonites was Eliasaph son of Lael. Verse 25. At the tent of meeting the Gershonites were responsible for the care of the tabernacle and tent, its coverings, the curtain at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Verse 26. The curtains of the courtyard, the curtain at the entrance to the courtyard surrounding the tabernacle and altar, and the ropes, and everything related to their use. Verse 27. To Kohath belonged the clans of the Amramites, Izharites, Hebronites and Uzzielites. These were the Kohathite clans. Verse 28. The number of all the males a month old or more was 8,600. The Kohathites were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. Verse 29. The Kohathite clans were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle. Verse 30. The leader of the families of the Kohathite clans was Elizaphan son of Uzziel. Verse 31. They were responsible for the care of the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used in ministering, the curtain, and everything related to their use. Verse 32. The chief leader of the Levites was Eleazar son of Aaron. the priest he was appointed over those who were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. Verse 33. To Merari belonged the clans of the Mahlites and the Mushites. These were the Merarite clans. Verse 34. The number of all the males a month old or more who were counted was 6,200. Verse 35. The leader of the families of the Merarite clans was Zuriel son of Abihail. They were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. Verse 36. The Merarites were appointed to take care of the frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, posts, bases, all its equipment, and everything related to their use. Verse 37. As well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs and ropes. Verse 38. Moses and Aaron and his sons were to camp to the east of the tabernacle, toward the sunrise, in front of the tent of meeting. They were responsible for the care of the sanctuary on behalf of the Israelites. Anyone else who approached the sanctuary was to be put to death. Verse 39. The total number of Levites counted at the Lord's command by Moses and Aaron according to their clans, including every male a month old or more, was 22,000. Verse 40. The Lord said to Moses, count all the firstborn Israelite males who are a month old or more and make a list of their names. Verse 41. Take the Levites for me in place of all the firstborn of the Israelites, and the livestock of the Levites in place of all the firstborn of the livestock of the Israelites. I am the Lord. Verse 42. So Moses counted all the firstborn of the Israelites, as the Lord commanded him. Verse 43. The total number of firstborn males a month old or more, listed by name, was 22,273. Verse 44. The Lord also said to Moses. Verse 45. Take the Levites in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of their livestock. The Levites are to be mine. I am the Lord. Verse 46. To redeem the 273 firstborn Israelites who exceed the number of the Levites. Verse 47. Collect 5 shekels for each one, according to the sanctuary shekel, which weighs 20 gerahs. Verse 48. Give the money for the redemption of the additional Israelites to Aaron and his sons. Verse 49. So Moses collected the redemption money from those who exceeded the number redeemed by the Levites. Verse 50. From the firstborn of the Israelites he collected silver weighing 1,365 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel. Verse 51. Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons, as he was commanded by the word of the Lord.